Good morning.
Good afternoon.
You want to say good evening also?
Why not?
Okay.
Good evening also.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia.
Welcome to being here.
Yes.
The theme is self-expression.
Yes.
You're waiting for an invitation to express yourself? Here it is.
Well, it's interesting.
Mm.
I think it's like I have a predisposition to not expressing myself.
Talk about that.
That's what I'm doing.
Talk more about that.
Okay. It's as though I could get in trouble if I said what was true for me. I mean,
is that your spring-loaded predisposition?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like, I don't know. It may be a function of my dyslexia.
Okay.
That I don't like to self-express. I've been thinking about this for the last few days. It's been coming through as I've not always been as reclusive, if you will, as I am. I mean, I don't reach out to people and self-express on a everyday basis, except perhaps you.
Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
When have you?
Well, I think in my memory, I did when I was about 50 years ago. when I got excited.
In your 30s?
In my 30s,
yeah.
yes. And I guess it went into my 40s, but I don't see myself as I'm a very shy person. I remember when I lived in Appleton, Maine, some 50 years ago, and I'd go to town hall meetings where people in the town would get together and complain about everything that they complained about. And I never really spoke out in front of that group of people. Mm-hmm. Now, it may have been self-preservation.
Yes.
Where I didn't want to get attacked by people for living in the woods. Mm-hmm. However, I remember frequently not saying anything because I was afraid of the blowback that would come my way if I said what was not acceptable to the listeners.
Okay, so that's your starting place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another question just because it occurs to me.
Okay, the answer may be that I had something important enough to talk about that I pushed past my self-doubt and expressed myself.
Okay, that wasn't the question I was going to ask, but I like that because that's true. If something's important enough, you bypass that governor. Well, but lots of times for people, it needs to be anger driven.
That's right. That was what I was going to say next, was that, and eventually I needed to be angry enough to get past my inhibitions of speaking.
I remember when we lived at the meditation center for a couple of years, where people who were largely dysfunctional in how they were going about their lives would go out and literally hug trees and come in and be all floaty. And you would, when we were in a group, you'd say, this is not real. There's something trippy about this.
Yes.
And I remember the fellow who, and people were like, you need to be more gentle. And the fellow who was running the meditation center said, Shia's in his red phase, where things come out with a burst of energy, but it doesn't make him inaccurate. I'll tell you my experience of you over the more recent years. And then we'll take our guests. He's listening, but are you listening? Listening is hearing what another person has to say from his or her perspective. There's more than...
Without commenting on it, whether you agree or disagree with their perspective.
There's more than one type of self-expression. And it is true. You're not in general as verbally self-expressive as like some of our friends are performers, and it's their natural bent to make jokes and to basically do stand up. That is not your style.
Right.
But I see you like the year I'm going, just because I got this image, it's not that it happens once every few years. I it was our cat baby's birthday, and I wanted to create in the area where she loved to sit, uh, some places for her to sit in our dining room where she could look out the window. And you went and picked two beautiful pieces of wood. You shaped them, you created them, you made artistry. So there, and she loves that. She sits in the window, and she sits in the window up high all these years. So I have a feeling you are not unusual. I know that a lot of the listeners are self-expressive in lots of places, but they think of it in a narrow channel. The other thing is, I'm really clear that a lot of us got a lot less social after COVID, that our lifestyles changed. We got used to being insular at home. And that's part of the reason I'm so happy that we're doing in-person courses again, because there's something so nourishing
Yes.
about being with people, in addition to the Living Made Easy seminars. That's just the start of the self-expression conversation.
So let's get our first guest.
Yes, let's do that. Hi, Kat. Welcome to being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Where are you zooming in from?
From Cologne, Germany. And my question is, I have the idea that I'm too big and I'm too self-expressive from time
Give
to
us an example.
like, for instance, I have a creative idea in a movie, and I just want to blur it out. And then it's like, it's not my place to say that because I'm the actress and not the director. And then I feel kind of like everything shrinks. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You have it a toggle either or, blurt it out or shrink.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're the performer. Yes, there's a director. I'm certain that you've done different types of movies, some which are more independent, some that have a bigger budget or a lot more people involved. So you can paint it with one broad brush, but there's the potential that you could speak to somebody, say, I have some ideas, I just don't want to be inappropriate, or blurting it out in front of other people, in front of the director, may or may not be the best idea, but that doesn't mean that you can't communicate.
Yes, true. I've never seen it like that. Yeah.
It's been a
Well, it's a great excuse for not communicating. Because if I blurt it out, they'll fire me. They won't want to work with me. That's a great excuse for not communicating. But if you've got something to communicate, there's ways of introducing what you have to say so that it is not immediately rejected.
Well, I imagine blurting something out, like my picture of I'm blurting out something like, I like you. It comes with a bit of force. It's as if you're breaking open a skin of something. It's not in the normal flow of communication. Is that your experience of it?
Yes, it is sometimes. Yes, that I'm going overboard instead of being appropriate.
Well, you've said that 2 times now. First of all, I've never seen it in you,
Oh.
so of course you don't work for me. I do know that sometimes getting excited on my part can be a form of upset. I'm so excited about this project, but I'm kind of flinging myself around. I it's an odd thing that you're saying, Hike. I've never seen you be too big, so I have a hard time having a reference to
yeah,
it.
when you said you're too big, I just never saw that either. And we've known you for several years. You've attended many seminars with us, and I've never seen you as too big.
I
Now, it may be what you tell yourself to justify not expressing yourself.
Hmm. Yes.
If you were too big, I would have seen it in a seminar over and over.
Yeah, because we have people who are too big. I'm not talking physical size now. I'm talking they overly express themselves. They go over the top of their experience. But I've not seen it with you. So that you're describing yourself that way, I find interesting.
Mhm.
It's also perfect timing because we're doing Being Boldly You in Hamburg, and you're getting ready to be
Lesser version
a
of
small
yourself.
version. You're giving yourself reasons to not fully express yourself. If you hold back from being fully you, then you never really see what too big looks like.
Mhm.
And I've never seen you reach that point.
And the other thing is this, I know you're an actress and that you're an acting teacher. Uh, Somehow, if you were that big, excuse me, you probably would have more work.
Ah,
If you were that self-expressive in your different roles, you'd probably be sought after.
ah, okay.
You
Mhm.
know,
See, it could be an excuse for you not to be self-expressive, where you describe yourself to yourself as too big, and then you don't express yourself.
Yes.
I bet you know this as an acting teacher. If you have a student who is doing their role too big, and another student who is so confined that they're not expressing themselves in their role, which one is easier to bring to center?
Too big.
Yeah,
That's right.
it
Yeah.
is, because it's
It
so
is.
much easier to pare down something that is fully expressed than it is to
The door is
encourage.
either open or closed. If the door of communication is closed, then you've got somebody who's not self expressive. If the door is wide open, then you can always calm them down a little bit.
Mhm.
Our approach is not problem solution oriented. It's holographic, where how you are anywhere is a
Is how you
slice of
are.
how you are. So I know it's convenient also to look at your work life, but I would be surprised if this self-governing aspect of you that tells you you're too big doesn't show up in your relationship, or show up with your daughter, or show up even at the grocery store.
Mhm. Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would venture to guess that you don't ask for what you want.
Yes.
Miss Too Big. Miss Too Big.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
And then you have a conversation in your head complaining that you don't get what you want.
Also true.
The thing too is, if I were directing something and my actress came to me and said, "Can I try something? Can I try something? It doesn't have to be while we're recording. I just want to try something and see if you like it." I might, if I was really directed, I might say no, but I might be very interested in what you have to offer.
Mm.
But you don't seem like you're willing to risk it. You'd rather be, I'm just the actress. I might be being inappropriate. The Living Made Easy seminars, I love it when people partner us so that they give their example. So it's not Shia and I leading something, it's a partnership with all the people who attend.
Mhm.
And that happens from time to time. And that's where the magic is, when people are self-expressive and don't hold back for fear of looking foolish.
And then from time to time, somebody will really express something, and what they're doing is revealing themselves. And then it's information about, here's where we go next, as opposed to they have to be right.
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I've seen that in the seminars, and it's magic, as you said. It's really, really sweet. So yes. Okay.
You know, it's weird. I have this picture of you. You have a picture, you're too big. I have a picture of you expressing about 20% of your potential.
Oh wow.
But if you have the idea you're too big, you're certainly not going to express more than 20%.
I mean, I might be seeing it narrow. Maybe it's 60, but it's not even remotely full tilt hike.
Mm, that is awesome. I mean, really.
Yeah, but it may be awesome, but it's only awesome if you fulfill the potential. It's not awesome as an idea. As an idea, it's just another idea.
I can't recall if last year in Hamburg you came to speak up, that Susan and I.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So Susan Finch, who's a
Voice teacher.
voice teacher, and she's pretty world renowned. And I did a course called Speak Up. And one of the things that we like to do is, like, if we take a little piece of a poem or even something like a stanza from the song, like "Don't Go Changing to Try and Please Me." It's a Billy Joel song. And one of the most fun exercises is having people do it super tiny so other people can't hear it, or so large and dramatic that nobody would ever say it, like "Don't go changing." And it's like when you do the edges, you find what really is appropriate, as opposed to being confined by being a good actress.
Well, you see, here's the other thing. You're only expressing this in the realm of being an actress, not in the realm of being a person self-expressing. So I doubt that you go to your husband with the same uh, where
Joie de vivre.
but yeah, I doubt that you go to your husband to speak about things that you are afraid he'll reject you if you disagree with something with him.
Mm.
You just wait for it to either come to you or blow over, because you don't want to make ripples.
You don't want the blowback. You don't want to hear what you don't want to hear. That might come your way if you open the door of communication. Now, I can see you. The people listening cannot.
You're grinning
smiling
and laughing,
but
it's a little like Shai is being hard on you when you're going.
No, he's not at all. It's just I see myself, I see situations, and I see moments in
this comes back, my dear, to what I said at the beginning with you, that if you are being too big, too out there, too loud, you'd be more successful.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you're not successful, but I'm saying you'd get bigger roles. You'd get more exposure, likely, if you were more dynamic in your self-expression, rather than you suppress you. The voice in your head goes, "Oh, I can't say that. They may get angry with me."
Yeah, very true. Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with that either. If you become aware that you are not as fully self-expressive
as you have capacity for, without judging what you see, poof.
before you know it, you may be self-expressing at a very
Dynamic way.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you so much. It's
You're
really
welcome so much.
You really are.
Yeah, thanks for being with us today. I loved your question, by the way. Unexpected and wonderful.
cool. For me too. Unexpected and wonderful was everything about this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight, where we hear from one of our listeners about how transformation has impacted her life or his life.
If you want to learn more about our seminars, any of the upcoming virtual courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
That is transformation made easy, easy.com.
I love it.
Thank you.
I'm Daniela from Euskirchen in Germany, and I like to attend the seminars with Ariel and Shaya Kane because I always come back very refreshed, and my environment, like my boyfriend, my daughter, they seem transformed even if they don't attend with me the seminars.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We have a Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminar this Saturday, and then we have a little break. We are belatedly celebrating Shaya's 85th birthday by heading off to New Zealand. So we're excited about that. We'll be back on Saturday, March 14th and Monday, March 16th. We have a couple of in-person seminars upcoming as well in New York City.
We're doing the power of listening in person in New York City, March 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's a Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
You will have the opportunity to self-express there should you join us. Then, Being Boldly You and the Freedom to Breathe are in Hamburg, Germany. Freedom to Breathe is Thursday, May 14th.
And Being Boldly You is May 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Again, a Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
Perfect.
Costa Rica 2027 is open and filling, and you're invited. You can find out about all of our seminars at transformationmadeeasy.com.
There you have
That was fun.
That was.
Let's take our next guest.
Yes.
Hi, Christina. Welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from, please.
Hi, I'm Christina and I'm zooming in from Dortmund, Germany.
Dortmund. Like it. Welcome.
Thank you. I don't have my question, I don't have formulated it, but maybe it comes as I'm just speaking. So I had a situation today at work where my team and my boss sat down to think about the next Christmas play, so for next year, and which I work at a theater, so we were thinking about which theater play we want to do. And I suggested, look, I heard about this play and I talked about it, and then the room went quiet, and my mind immediately jumped to, okay, I said something wrong. And I've been noticing this, that my mind immediately jumps to when the room quiets down as if I did something wrong or it was inappropriate to say this. And I've been noticing that sometimes I don't have this thought after I speak up. It's more like, yeah, an excuse not to speak up when I'm thinking about, oh, I have to, and then I suppress myself.
Well, it's interesting. You got excited, it sounds like, about something. You put it forth and the room went quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stopped. You didn't say, wow, the room just got really quiet. Are you thinking about this project? Did I say something wrong? What's happening? Like you stopped short of finding out what was going on. You made it be something about you.
Yes.
I mean, it could have been like, whoa, her idea was so much better than mine. I didn't have, you don't know what they were thinking.
Mm.
You just have the knee jerk assumption that you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't only at work. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't in relationship to relationship as well. That you don't speak up with your boyfriend if you're currently in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you suppress yourself for fear of the blowback. What might come back at you if you said it. Like to hold on to a relationship, people frequently do not say what's true for them because they're afraid they'll lose what they have.
I do speak up when I'm with my boyfriend. Sometimes it takes me a while, but I say, look, I have this feeling, and can we talk about it?
Good.
I believe you, but then I have a question.
Okay.
Do you go to resolution? See, what you're talking about in this thing at work, what you did have an idea, you did speak about it, then you registered some kind of reaction and you didn't go express to resolution where you find out like somebody or there's a consensus, we don't want to do that job, that play, or that's a good idea, let's put it aside and hear what else somebody else has to say. Or you know what, you may not know this, but we did that play 4 years ago when you weren't here. You don't know what the resolution was. And I see it where people communicate with their partner, but they open the door, but they don't always go until it is more open than before they said what they said. It's You know, it's fun is to watch your face. Jai mentions your relationship and you automatically get defended, like you're afraid to look because looking itself might reveal something you don't want to see, which may be that there's more freedom available than what you so far experienced. He's not saying there's something wrong with your relationship.
But you go there as though that's what I'm saying. Immediately defend the relationship rather than look. Because, you know, traditionally, men are considered less open to talk about relationship than women are. Do we agree with that?
You said we can do that?
Traditionally, the perception is that men are less open to talk about relationship than a woman is. Is that
your experience?
Your early programming perception?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Well, so if you push something that he may not want to hear, there'll be consequences. So rather than see those consequences, you don't say anything. I'm certain that you edit what you have to say to your boyfriend frequently because you want peace.
Yeah.
See? That's not a commentary on whether or not
you,
you're in a good relationship, it's not a commentary on you or on him. It's an observation of how people relate, of which you are one.
Yeah.
but if you don't want to see something, that something ends up dominating your life.
Mhm.
Yeah, Shai and I have been together for a long time.
Do you think so?
Yeah, no, but you too. Yeah, I think it's been a while. And I mean, we've been doing the show for a while. We're moving up on 1,000 episodes. So yeah.
We
And-
call it a podcast these
Okay,
days.
sorry.
It used to be a show when we started.
Yes, I'm showing my age. And there are times where the communication flows really well between us, and there have been times where it hasn't. It either because of something going on. Well, it's always something going on collectively between the two of us.
And it's always when there's an upset in the space.
Yeah.
Because when we're not upset, we are self-expressive as hell. Because we there's nothing going on. But when you're upset, you don't want to make it worse.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you may be one of those rare people who never gets upset.
No.
Good work, girl. Now you're talking. See, now it gets real. See, reality is so awesome when you're really where you are and saying what your truth is. See, I don't have evidence. I'm not looking to find fault, but I look at the way people relate. And you're a person. So I'm figuring you relate that way, which is to withhold communication rather than take a chance on it getting bad.
And I can modify it by saying from time to time. It may not, there may be times where you find yourself saying things that a more cautious version of you might think is dangerous, but you just say something to him and it's like well received. But there are other times where you hold back for sure. You're a person.
Well, here's the other thing. You hold back until it builds to a point that you can't not express yourself. Usually it's delivered with energy because it's been a buildup of, oh, should I say this? Shouldn't I say this? Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I?
Well, that's
and then
why
you finally get so annoyed with either him or you that you self-express with a little bit of anger mixed in.
Yeah, I do
that's
that.
what Heike was talking about. She blurts out, you say you blurt out the truth. Well, no, you just withheld things long enough till you have a buildup of energy and then it comes out with energy too, whatever it is.
Yeah, so true.
Now, I know we talked about a lot of stuff today, and I don't normally give advice, but here's my advice. You ready?
Okay.
Forget all of it.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because I've been watching you, and you just got a bunch of tips that you can work on yourself with. Okay, next time in anything, I'm going to say, well, the room got quiet, or you now have new possibilities. New thing, and it'll either occur to you in the moment or not. But if you work on yourself, it's you judging how you were in the past and making a determination how to be a better you in the future. And then we're all in change, and it's what you resist, you compound, and then you have to have that kind of situation again so you can try your new tools, and it all gets very muddy and complex. But if you just go, right, got it. And when you leave this podcast, you live your life. You don't have to work on anything you heard here today.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
You are very welcome for the reminder.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us today.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you haven't subscribed to this podcast, you can. You can share it with your friends. You can subscribe to our newsletter. you can even find the links to subscribe to your favorite podcast app for this podcast on our website, transformationmadeeasy.com. Next week's episode.
No need to go backward or forward.
That's going to be good.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
being here.